This is Wendy, and I'm here with Garland Lovell. We met him today and got to talking and found out that he is a train conductor, and he's been doing it for a while. And I found it really interesting, because I didn't know that the conductors and the people on the trains follow a lot of the same kind of rules that truckers do.
Yes.
Do they do inspections on you guys a lot? Or are you inspected frequently? Like with the truckers, like when we pull into a weigh station, there's always a possibility that they'll pull you around to the back and do a level 1 inspection on you, and that means they're going to tear you down and go all through everything. Yeah.
Just our local, we do have the FRA people that are in different places. They do check on us, make sure we have all our rule books, make sure cell phones is a huge no-no anymore.
It is in the trucking industry too. Can you wear a headset with your cell phone or not at all?
Nothing.
So you can't even touch a cell phone.
No electronic device whatsoever.
Is that safety, or would it mess with the train, or is it just specifically safety?
Well, with accidents, people, being complacent, texting.
So, how often are you away from home overnight? How often does that happen?
The particular runs I'm doing now, they're mostly, within 150 miles. They're most of the time just 12-hour runs back home.
Okay.
And, but in different areas, you would be called out to go to Savannah and stay out a minimum of 10 hours, 10 for 12,
Sure.
Get your rest, and to come back in. Most of the time, it can end up being 20, 25 hours.
So, where do you guys eat?
They'll try to put these hotels in areas that, are accessible to some different restaurants and stuff, but most of the time we just have to walk.
But when you get off your train, sometimes you can call the transportation people if there's nobody, or if there's nothing close, or.
Yeah, but they don't.
They're not down with that.
That ain't something they want to hear.
How fast does the train go?
Well, different trains got different speeds, different restrictions. Like a coal train, a loaded coal train, on different divisions are going to run different speeds. Like on the main line, the stretch between Miami to Jersey, I think that's about as far as it goes. But from Florence to Savannah, is 60 mile an hour for freight. Passenger trains are 80. Coal train would be 50 miles an hour. Your mixed freight trains be 50 miles an hour. Now below Savannah to Jacksonville, your piggyback trains, container trains, and like that, they're 70.
Now the container trains, those containers that we see on the trains, we see them on trucks a lot too.
Right.
I've never seen one loaded. Do you guys have to wait while they take those containers off, or do you park that train and you get to go on to the next one?
Right. What we'll do is we'll end up pulling in a yard, like we're a receiving yard, and they'll cut that train up into different. Once we put it up, we may have to set half the train in the track we're leaving, and may have to shove another portion of it in, and we'll take the engines and go to another yard 10 miles away.
Yeah.
And put the engines up.
It's a little more difficult for you to turn around and go the other way, isn't
it? It is. You feel kind of helpless. If you got something going on at home, you get that on your mind, knowing that you can't do anything about it.
Sure. I think it's really interesting, the parallels between the two, because now when a trucker has a wreck, the first thing they ask for, one of the first things is your in-dash cameras. Do you guys have those on the train?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And your cell phone, and they check, to see. Also, I had no idea you guys had hours of service, and they're very similar to the truckers' hours of service, and that you're made to rest, and you have to take the time off and stuff. Do you have to have any special endorsements to haul hazmat? Like the truckers have to have, you have to have a hazmat endorsement in order to haul it, and is that the same on the trains?
Well, you got to have all your shipping papers. You have to constantly keep up with the placement of each hazmat car. You have to know what's in it, what it would take to handle that situation. If if we did derail or whatever, they're going to come to me and say, what is it? What are we dealing with? Where's it located?
I would imagine don't they keep pretty much the same kind of hazmat in one train, or do you carry multiple?
Yeah, we do carry multiple.
You carry multiple?
Yeah,
Yeah?
that's right.
That's a lot to keep up with.
It is. But, a lot of times, thank God, that a lot of stuff, it doesn't happen,
Sure.
But someday it will,
Yeah.
and you really need to, keep up with your game. And they do monitor us for doing that to make sure we do keep that paperwork,
Sure.
and because, one day you might need.
Sure. Have you ever had any close calls?
Oh, yeah.
With automobiles or animals?
Animals that's the least of my worries.
Is it?
Yeah, but I've almost hit several trucks, a couple log trucks. The log trucks and cement trucks, those real heavy things. The tankers, that ain't what a train man wants to see.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure not. Yeah. Do you think that for the most part, the railroad crossings, for the cars and the other people using the road, do you think they're safe?
I think they're getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that they're restricting you more, or that they're just putting better technology into it?
What I've seen is if someone gets hurt at a crossing, and that crossing's probably, in the history of that thing being there, they'll have a few wrecks there, and I think they'll go in and probably try to beef up
Fix it up.
Yeah, that's right. Well, different things change. The landscape changes as new neighborhoods come in. It may get a little busier, so they keep up with it.
So you also are on satellite, like we were talking about earlier. Like we have the Qualcomm. It sends reports if we brake too hard or something like that. You have something similar on the train.
Yeah, they know exactly. We have dynamic braking. We have our air brakes, independent brakes, and if you come out on the throttle too hard, there's rules for everything.
Sure.
There's rules for bringing the throttle out and for stopping. And there's speeds. They know exactly what throttle you're in. In dynamic braking, they know our position, and if we do something wrong, it does throw up a red signal or whatever it is, and it goes to somebody in Jacksonville, and then it'll go right to our local road foreman, and they'll have to address it.
And you've been how long with them?
This is my 10th year.
And did you start out to be a conductor, or did you?
Yeah, started out, went to a little school, 8-week school down in University of North Florida, and came back and trained for 21 weeks, and went to work.
And that notion just crossed my mind.